Hey there, everybody. Welcome. This is CP Cards and Dice, and I'm doing a demo of the Stratomatic PC game. Now, there's two PC games that I'm playing at this. Well, actually, there's four PC games that I'm playing. I'm playing Action PC Baseball and Dynasty Baseball online, but I can't input data or stats. I can't roll the dice and then input my team into those systems. Now, in the systems that do allow me to do that, there are two. One is Stratomatic, and the other one that I know of course, is Stratomatic, and the other one is Replay Baseball. And those are the two that I'm going to compare and contrast. I'm going to not really be very extreme in my opinions. I'm just going to kind of show it and and just play through it, and basically, and then I'll give you my reaction. But I'm not going to pound anybody or beat any one of the games. I'll let you decide for yourself. I think that's the best way to do it. Now, this is a game I'm playing between the Atlanta Braves, 1982 Atlanta Braves, and the 1982 St. Louis Cardinals. This is Bob Forsch against Phil Niekro. Phil Niekro had a high ERA, about 360, but he had an incredibly successful record at 17 and I think 4 or 6, or let's double check. Phil Niekro was 17 and 4, but he did have a 361 ERA. Well, that tells me that his team definitely scored some runs for him. Let's get started here. This is what I'm doing. I'm inputting the stats. I'm rolling dice. You'll hear the dice getting rolled. I have the cards down, and I want to input. I want to play the whole league, but I want to just input the data, the information from my team in certain games, because I just want to experience, the 1982 baseball season, through this PC game. So there's two games that I'm doing this with. I'm using Replay Baseball, which I will make another video on. And actually, I want to just keep these videos to about 15 minutes. So I believe I used about two of my minutes right now. And okay. So let me set up my timer, because I don't want to go too long on these. I want to kind of be very succinct and content-driven versus just ranting. So I'm going to, there's my clock and my timer. I'm going to do 13 minutes. I believe I used about 2 minutes. Let's get started. All right. So this tells us that Ozzie Smith is at the plate. Ozzie Smith over here on my right is going to be batting second today. Usually he bats towards the bottom of the lineup. He's batting second. So it gives you a very small box to the right. I'm sure you could probably enlarge it. I haven't looked into that. Now, I'm new to this system, but it's also has some stats here. This is I'm noticing that as well. It has some stats for Ozzie Smith. It has the pitcher stats on the right. Then it has some more information here, the ratios of different things that he does. And of course, it gives you it gives you choices. You can hold or cancel the hold, the runner being held at first base, position the defense. You can steal a base. And Ozzie Smith is really doing well in the replay. He's stolen a ton of bases so far in the replay. Actually, this, I guess, would be the Lonnie Smith. No, this would be the batter. Ozzie Smith only has what, three? It says 75 at bats, 4 doubles, no homers, 3 RBIs, batting 160, and he's got 3 stolen bases. In reality, he had 25 stolen bases. All right, so there is 1 out in the inning. Let's see how this works. All right, so it's going to be Phil Niekro looking in. He's going to pitch a knuckleball. Benedict is behind the plate, and he's going to call for the knuckleball against Ozzie Smith. So I roll a 2-7. That's going to be off the batter's card. A 2-7 is line and to the second baseman. So Hubbard is right there to catch the line drive, and this is how you do it. You're going to hit on the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to hit swing away. Now I get this box. So in this box, it's going to ask me, okay, what the hell happened? I'm going to say line out. Then it's going to say, okay, the batter was out. Smith stays on first. Forsh stays on third because that's first and third with one out. And it's going to say fielder, which fielder caught the ball, and it was lined to the second baseman. And that's going to be it. So now I click OK. There you go. So now we got 2 outs. And the next batter is Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez doubled in 2 runs. The score right now is 2-1 St. Louis. We are in the bottom of the second. All right, that's a 5-10. That's going to be off the pitcher's card against a lefty. A 5-10 is going to be a fly ball left field. So Keith Hernandez goes the other way and flies one to Murphy, Dale Murphy in left field. So we go again to swing away. You could also hit enter. Hey there, Sports Time Machine. How you doing, brother? Thank you. That's right. Oh, thanks for reminding me that. Sports Time Machine is an expert at this. So now I'm going to – and if you see me doing anything or you need to show me any shortcuts, please feel free. I will not be offended. Fly ball, right, to left field, go down here to the fielder. All right, there. Now, those are the easier ones. It gets more complicated when you got to when you got to fill in a double play. Okay, so I'm keeping this to 15 minutes. So this is partly a replay game and partly a tutorial or demonstration. Not really so much a tutorial, but I don't know where a tutorial begins and a demonstration ends. They're kind of, sometimes they go hand in hand at times. All right, so it's Bob Forsh on the mound. In the bottom, on the top of the third, it's going to be Phil Niekro leading off. He's a pitcher hitting card 3, and that's a foul ball. So gets a piece of it. And okay, here goes. It's a 4, so it's going to be off Forsh, and Niekro bats from the right side, so it's a 4-4. And that's going to be ball 4. So Forsh walks the pitcher, which is not something that the manager is going to be very happy about here. All right, so it's going to be a walk. We're going to scroll down to the walk, and we're going to click OK. So there's a runner at first base. Now, the Braves are managed by the computer, and I'm managing, of course, the Cardinals. Brett Butler. Now, I didn't pick the Cardinals because, I like to be on the winner bandwagons just because I figured if I'm going to pick any team in 82, I really don't have any team that I feel, any affection for. So I said, what the hell? I guess guys would like to see the Cardinals because they won it all. So it's Brett Butler. Brett Butler is a left-handed hitter. And he's going to, I guess, swing away here early in the game. Not a big bunter. I do steal a lot more bases using the earlier, like the base stealing teams. So that's going to be a 4-7. 4-7 versus a lefty, and that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through, and Niekro is going to hustle to third base. So this is a swing away, and you go to single. Oh, where is it? There it is. And now you're going to Niekro goes to third on this. It's a 2-star result on the pitcher's card against a lefty batter. So it's first and third and nobody out. So Bob Forsh finds himself in a pickle right now. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Well, that Sports Time Machine, that's exactly why I'm doing this. I'm going to leave it to people to decide. I'm not going to say it or I'm not going to not say it. I'm just going to let people decide. And I'm going to do the same thing for replay baseball right after this. Right after this game, I will go into replay baseball. I will replay a game there. And then we can compare and contrast. Guys can compare and contrast because this is the best possible time to get into PC gaming. Think about it. Tabletop gaming and PC gaming should go hand in hand at this point because the PC can play all teams for you while you play your favorite team and enjoy that experience. And you can play multiple seasons simultaneously. I can play, a 69 season, a 76 season, an 82 season, an 87 season, all simultaneously because all the stat keeping and all the data is being kept by the computers. All we got to do is roll dice for our guys and watch those 2-run homers in the bottom of the ninth. Go for game-winning hits. There's nothing more exciting than that. We're not going to be watching any baseball on TV. All right, Glenn Hubbard. First and third, nobody out Glenn Hubbard. It's 2-1 St. Louis. But Bob Forsch here. Bob Forsch was an opening day pitcher for the Cardinals in '82. So he is their ace. Took a sip of my coffee. All right. Here goes. Bob Forsch to Glenn Hubbard. Oh, that's foul back. Now, Butler's a 70 base stealing. And I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if you know Sports Time Machine. Does the computer take that over and get the guy to steal? I'm not sure. Or do I have to do it? 1-4. So that's going to be off Hubbard's card against a righty. A 1-4 is a fly ball left field B. Now a B means it's a sacrifice fly. So it's deep enough to get Necro home. He's going to tag up. So we're going to swing away. And we're going to go to sacrifice fly, left field. Done. All right. So it's tied 2-2. Thanks to, who was that? Glenn Hubbard. Flies out to deep left field. And Dane Org makes the catch. Throws it in. Butler's still at first. Sports Time Machine, you still in town? Can you answer this question for me, brother? Do I have to steal with Butler at first base, or does the computer do that for me? That's really my question right now. Let me know. All right, Claudell Washington, he's a left-handed hitter. I know him from the Oakland A's. Here's the pitch from Forsch. That's what I thought. That's what I saw happen yesterday. Thank goodness, because at least they take away that one extra thing. So let's steal before we read the result. So Butler is going to attempt to steal 70%, get lead 53%, attempt to steal. Steal of second base, didn't get lead. Okay. So don't attempt. All right, so here's the pitch to Claudell Washington. It's a 6, column 6, so that's going to be off the pitcher. And it's a 5, and Claudell's a lefty, so it's a 6-5, and that's going to be a split die. We roll a 10. That's going to be line to the shortstop. So opposite field liner, but right at Ozzie Smith, the Wizard of Oz. And that's going to be play result, line out, fielder 6. All right, next is Dale Murphy. Dale Murphy's a right-handed hitter. Now, Dale Murphy is a guy that I've heard conversations about regarding the Hall of Fame. In 1982, he hit 36 home runs, plays center field. This guy, he's a 1 at center field, a 1 in left field, and a 1 in right field. So he has a tremendous, how can I say, reputation with Strat-O-Matic. Now, I don't know what they base their fielding ratings on, whether it's, word of mouth, it's feel for the time period. I don't know what metrics they used and so on and so forth. So some of the older systems kind of relied more on like, hey, this guy was a great player. So he's always going to get a 1 or a 2. When he gets a little bit older, he'll become a 2, whatever. Nowadays, the systems are based on metrics. It's all straight up metrics. You find a norm for the season. Everybody above that norm, who's better than that norm, gets a higher rating. Everybody who's below that norm gets a lower rating. It doesn't matter what your name is. It doesn't matter if you have, if your name is whatever. It doesn't matter if you're Willie Mays, right? It doesn't matter. Murphy should be in Hall of Fame more so than Baines. Yeah, exactly. I've heard that conversation. All right, so here goes. So there's 2 outs now. Game is tied at 2 apiece. We're in the top of the third. And that's a 2-6 to the batter, Murphy. A 2-6 is going to be off Murphy's card, and that's going to be strike 3. And Forsch blows one by Murphy to retire the side. We go to play results. We click in the little box. Now, I needed for someone to do this for me. In other words, when I started, I said, wow, how the heck do I get this going? So that's why I'm doing a 15-minute video on how to do this. Now, I want to set up a video on how to get to this part, how to get to this screen. That's a whole nother thing that took me a while to figure out. But eventually I did. Now, I had problems with the code even. I had problems with the code because the code, you can't copy and paste it. You got to manually insert it. So I was copying and pasting, and it kept on giving me an error result, an error message. So now I have another issue as well with the sound. This computer doesn't really have all the proper acoustics and so on drivers set up. So I'm getting an issue with the sound. I have to figure out how to get rid of that. Even though if you go up to options, it says game preferences. Oh wait, that's not it. Hold on. It's sound, right? It has sound. I have everything off. No crowd noise. But I don't think I can get rid of that. No crowd noise, nothing. But at the beginning of opening the game, I still get an error message that says something about the wave, crowd wave, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to get rid of that because that's not a choice here, crowd wave. So I don't know what part of the program must I visit to remove that crowd wave option. All right. So it's George Hendrick leading it off for the Cardinals. I also love using computer games because it keeps sometimes, like for example, when I was keeping outs by hand the other day, I left an inning with only 2 outs. There was a lot going on. There was 2 wild pitches. There was 2 hits. There was 2 walks. There was on and on and on. And I recorded. Then there was a big error in the middle, and I left that inning and I recorded only 2 outs. So the computer doesn't let you do that. Also, if I roll with the wrong guy's card, the computer will tell me, hey, this guy's up. I may have like the last guy who was up or all that stuff, but the computer helps you out. And you can always go back, and when you realize your mistake, you can just go back and fix it. Like if you click on the player, edit, undo last play. See that? That's a great feature and you got to know where that is. Where do I go for that, right? Do I go on the name in the lineup, or do I go on the name on the field? Or is there a little box somewhere? Do I go into options? Do I go into game? Those are questions that, guys have, right? We're not all super duper, computer savvy and tech savvy all the time. Hey, Mr. Moley, how you doing there? Hiya, Tony. Good to have you here. Good to have you here, brother. All right, so this is a 15-minute tutorial, and I'm pretty much up with that. I'm going to do this inning, and that'll be it. So it's a 6-11. That's going to be off Necro. George Hendrick is a right-handed hitter. So that's a 6-11. That's a ground ball back to the pitcher. The pitcher, and that's a nice thing. It tells you right here, right? The pitcher's a 1, so Necro's a real good fielding pitcher. But we rolled a 13, and the pitching column in the advanced rules is kind of funky in that there's a big space between 4 and 7 and 17. It takes you to the pitcher error rating. Necro has an error rating of 7. So we're going to roll these 2, and that's a 9. And we look under 7, and that's going to be a comebacker to Necro. He feels his position, throws out Hendrick, and that's the first out. So we go to swing away, or you hit enter. You get this box. This is a ground out, a comebacker to the fielder. Now you got to put everything in there, right? You got to go 1, 3. Oh, no, that's the third baseman. 1, 3, the first baseman, and that's it. Dane Org, he's a lefty hitter, and he's 0 for 1. Benedict is signed from Necro. It's a knuckleball. That's a 6-7 against a lefty. Wait a second. Dane Org, where's that boy? Where'd he go? There he is. All right, so it's a 6-7, and that's off of Necro versus a left-hander, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Dane Org swings at a knuckleball in the dirt from Philip Necro, the knuckleball master. And that's out number 2 here in the bottom of the third. Let's look for strikeout. There it is. Okay. Next up is Darryl Porter. He's a left-handed hitting catcher. I know him from the Kansas City Royals. But in the mid-'80s, he's playing with the St. Louis Cardinals. Here's the pitch. That's a 4-9er. So that's going to be off Necro against a lefty. 4-9, and that's going to be a split die, double single, 1-5. We roll a 1, so that's going to be a ball that's driven in the gap. And Butler and Washington after it, and into second base with a 2-out stand-up double is Darryl Porter. Play result. You go to double. Okay. So he's at second base. He's not going anywhere, that's for sure. And it's Ken Oberkfell. Now, I have not seen Oberkfell much this season, but he's finally in here. There's some things I don't know how to do. I don't know where to go to find for example, the standings or my record right now. I think I could do it when I'm done with the game, but like if I want to tell you what my record is right now, I don't know where to look. Maybe somebody does know. Did you not purchase the card image from Strat? No, I did not purchase the card image from Strat. But now I'm figuring out, based on what you're telling me, that I'm going to need to get the card image from Strat. I'm just, a newbie to the Strat system. I'm just looking for guys. I'll be honest with you. I'm looking for resources to help me run these replays because I don't have the time with all the interest that I have in baseball and all the different seasons and the cards and the rules and playing all different. Yesterday, I went back to my Status Pro. Replay that I started in the summer of 2017. I'm I think it was game 49 I played. I had a blast playing Status Pro because that's my old school. That's my 70s. I use the classic Status Pro, not the modern advanced version. And this is my Cold War gaming. I like Strat because it's my Cold War era gaming. The backside of these cards got filled in, I think, about 1970, right? So this is like, and it's it's a 1970, it's a 60s system. It's a 60s system. And basically they just took this side and doubled it up, right? This is what he did overall against everybody, right? This is what you can't really see. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's too dark to see here. Let me see if I get a little bit of light and that'll help. There it goes. All right. That's a little bit helpful. Yeah, they took this card and they turned it around to this card. And in 1970, now they had, lefty-righty splits. All right. Now, I'm not going to go into my views on lefty-righty splits, but, I may do that at some point. All right. Obergefell, Ken Obergefell, he's a left-handed hitter. He's 0 for 1, the knuckleball from Negro. Runner at second base, 2 outs. That's going to be a 5-7. So he's a lefty as well. So that's going to be off of Negro, and he swings and misses, and that retires the side. All right, so that was it on this. And now we go to next inning. So now I can wrap up the cards here. Put the pitcher on top of the batting order, and I'm going to put Force out. That's the way I'm doing this, and you guys have seen me do this in my other videos. And Bob Horner's up. All right, so that's all I wanted to do right now, and in about an hour, I'm going to be back on, and I'm going to do a replay 15-minute demo on how replay baseball is. Now, let me show you something here. Let's say I want to make a change. Let's say Bob Horner, it's late in the game, and I'm going to sit Bob Horner. I don't know why, but let's just say. So I go here. He's the visiting team. So I click on V in the upper right-hand corner, and it takes me right here. Now, I didn't know what the heck to do. This took me like, a while to figure out. So let's just say I want to change Horner. I drag. You drag whoever you want. You click on them, and you hold it down, and you bring it to wherever you want to put them, and then you got to pick the position. All right, so if I want to do a double switch, well, I can put Royster at the pitcher, and I can put the pitcher in here, but I would have to just drag everybody, and then I would pick. So then I would, wherever the pitcher was, I'd highlight him, I'd click on him, and then I go down here and click pitcher, and he would become the pitcher. And I got to show you in another video how to do that, because I definitely want everybody to be able to use this. And I'm not going to comment either way if I really like it or I don't like it or I find it, easy to use. Or I just want you guys to decide for yourselves. So this is CP Cards and Dice, and let me see. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on a second. Before I say goodbye, I'm going to tell you that this is your home for tutorials, strategy, player profiles, demos, history, reviews, news, tips, Topps baseball cards, rants, unboxings, and lots and lots of chat. This is CP Cards and Dice saying, hey, we are baseball now. There is no more baseball for a while. I'm thinking at least 2 months. We're going to lose at least half the season at least. This is my strong feeling about that, or at least guaranteed 1/3 of the season. I watched your Status Pro earlier when at a time later I'm going to pull my copy of the shelf and roll a retro game, not played it for ages. Apple on Hills. It's a blast, man. You actually feel like you're back in the 70s. When I play inside pitch or I play payoff pitch or I play deep drive baseball, I feel like I'm in the present. I'm in the future. When I play APA, when I play Stratomatic, when I play Status Pro, I feel like, well, Status Pro takes me back to the 70s, and APA and Stratomatic takes me back to the 50s. Yeah, that's right, Molly. 50s, because the systems were created in the 50s. All right. And they pretty much stayed the same. They haven't really changed much. Sure, you've added like advanced and super advanced, but the foundation was created in the 50s. So it's really a Cold War era game. This is CP Cars and Dice saying thanks for hanging out, and I will see you soon. Adios.